Hello everyone, my name is Optimus Prime and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to review Transformers Siege. And I know I'm a little late to this one because stuff, yeah, and probably today you might get 3 videos dedicating to Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, so yeah. Anyway, let's talk about this particular season, because I do prefer this season over the other two, because at least feels like a story. Yeah, there was some of the voice acting that didn't feel right at sometimes, except for the Megatron. I do love that Megatron, but we'll get to some of the characters in a little bit. But I might go after 2 of the characters, but for right now we're talking about this show. So basically the story is um the Bumblebee and Wheeljack have been trying to find some energon, and they found a space bridge, and they are going to try to tell Optimus Prime about it, and then the Decepticons ambushed them, and then Optimus Prime comes on over and saves them, and goes back to the base and discuss what's going on out there. And as for the Decepticon side, they're gonna plan to use the Allspark as a this and they'll be all type of weapon, and change every Autobot into every Decepticon. So anyway, let's talk about the 2 main characters, the hero and the villain. Well, I shouldn't say villain, but still. Uh, let's talk about Optimus Prime. Uh, he feels like a, of a bit of a drag. Uh, and you basically look at these other Autobots and they're like, what is he doing? Why? Why is he making poor choices? Why do we keep following him? It just feels like it should have been an arc where he should have been a better leader and tries to follow that leading path. And yeah, and there will be spoilers. Uh, with Ultra Magnus' death, it should have left the impact to Prime a lot, and it just would have hurt Prime a lot more, and should have shown, yeah, I need to be a better leader. Sadly, I don't like the voice acting in here, and when it came down to Prime, it was worse. Sadly, it just felt like he was doing this drag, sad, depressing voice of every fucking thing. And all the characters do this, except for Megatron. I felt like he at least brings that, but we're talking about Optimus at this point. Um, Overall, it's not that bad. In fact, I do like this Optimus Prime. I do love his design. Is G1 base, but at least it looks different in its own weird way, and that's why I kind of like his newer design. As for the leader of the Decepticons, I actually do like his voice, and well, not just his voice, his whole entire character at least feels right. You can actually kind of feel why he was doing this, but you can understand. You can also hate him for doing it, but you can also understand. That's what I should have said. Eh, I'm right now trying to think. Uh, but he still feels a threat and a powerful threat. And fun fact, the same voice actor who did Megatron in this show did this same voice for a character in Metrunner called Marco. And let's just say, even though I have some issues in season 2 with Metrunner, I do like the portrayal of Marco. But we're not talking about Metrunner, we're talking about Transformers. Yeah. Um, yeah, Megatron just feels right as a villain here. Sadly, as later on seasons progress, he doesn't become the main villain. He is a villain, he just doesn't become the main villain. So that felt like a weird gap in there. But overall, I do like his betrayal in this story. As for the other characters, I do also liked, but there is some other characters that I feel disappointed in, especially with Barricade. He is once again a background character. Why do you have a coolest Decepticon put in a background situation? And I just something bothers me with that particular Barricade. Even though I do like the design he has, he just feels a background character. Anyway, as for Bumblebee, he's alright, I guess. Just feels like a jackass. But I do like the concept of Bumblebee not being Autobot yet. He's just at least deciding to do until those weird green shit goes inside of Bumblebee, and Bumblebee's like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the Autobots now, because yeah, Alita One is at least also interesting as well. I think she's the one of the redeeming factors of the show, even though the voice acting for every single character except for Megatron, and I guess Alita 1 as well, do feel like a drag. But it works, I guess. Um, uh, Jetfire or Skyfire is probably my favorite in the show as well. So, even though his voice was once again a drag, he felt like a Dinobot, but at least understanding how fucked up the Decepticons are. So he goes to the Autobot side, and he even planted a bomb in its head to even show trust to the saying, hey, I'm giving you my trust, so I put this bomb in my head. And I think Prowl says, oh yeah, we use those particular bombs just in case if the prisoners go haywire. And Jesus, no wonder why the Cybertronians had a war between the Autobots and Decepticons, because Prowl put a bomb in every prisoner's head. Anyway, it's alright. Finally, I do want to talk about the toy line itself, which is basically called Siege. Basically, I don't own every toy from Siege. In fact, I don't own a lot of stuff from either Earthrise and Kingdom and Siege's stuff, but I do have a lot of them, though. Well, not a lot, but a good chunk of them. I love the Sideswipe, I do like the Hound. I wish I have that Optimus Prime, because I do like that design, and it did fit well in here. But I do have the Megatron, and that Megatron is probably the greatest thing. And they did have these little gun dudes that, well, the robot dudes that turn into guns, called Target Masters or Battle Masters, and they're cool little dudes. And there was also these 2-packs called the Micro Masters that makes even more weapons. So basically, you could weaponize basically every Autobot or Decepticon in your team. Also, I kind of forgot. I also have Barricade. He is gonna have a review. I need to edit that video and actually try to find an editing software. But yeah, overall, I do love the toy line, and probably in every video I should talk about the toy line itself first, then I'll talk about the show itself. I just have a hiccup. But anyway, the toy line is great. It is kind of frustrating, though, that the price is gone up to, I think it was $10 up to $20. So, yeah, that's fun. Thank you, Hasbro, for being a pain in my ass. And my parents' ass. So, anyway, I guess, that's basically all for it. So, my overall review is, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was okay. The voice acting was not the best. I do like the animation, even though it was titled anime, it's not really anime. It's just people like to fool with you. Anyway, it's a good, at least, start. Sadly, the other two I have issues. Not a lot from Kingdom, but definitely a lot from Earthrise. So yeah. So yeah. So I hope you like this video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. And if you want to share it to your family or family members, if you want to share it to your family or friends, share it to them. And if you want to give your own thoughts about the show, leave it down in the comments down below. And if you like this whole entire channel of basically me talking about Transformers, Metrunner, and Ghostbusters, hit subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. And random Autobots, transform and roll out.